Hey guys, last week I showed you guys my upper. I now have it on an AR. It is now functional. It's not fully built yet as far as everything I want on it. It is just basic iron sights, Daniel defense. There's a placeholder for the moment, and it is AERO Precision. I ordered both the parts off on Gunbroker. The lower completed 200 bucks, the upper 400 bucks. It said completed. I was lied to on Gunbroker. Can you guys believe it? Can you believe it? Someone lied on Gunbroker.
Did you leave them a bad review?
No, I gave them 5 stars already because they shipped it very quickly. It did not come with the bulk carrier group or the charging handle, and I already had both of those, so I put those on this upper. Whatever, not the end of the world. It was still fairly affordable, and for ARs, it gets pretty expensive very quickly. Arm brace, 100 bucks, and some magazines because I wanted some specifically for this one so I cannot mess up my ammo because we're going to be talking about calibers. This is 300 blackout, 10.5-inch barrel. I wanted something small, compact, low recoil, and still be a 30 caliber projectile in an AR. Home defense setup, shooting across the room. How much power do I really need? I think 300 blackout is in that good place where the platform it's in, essentially lightweight, low recoil, and good amount of power. Good expansion with hollow points with good ammo. Talking 125 grain, 110 grain, very comparable to 7.62 by 39. Still traveling 200 feet per second slower. But again, depending on barrel lengths, we're messing with a lot of different numbers here because I'm
also
not sure.
Also bullet weight and various other stuff. Got 308, 7.62 by 39, 300 blackout, and 5.56. As you can see, they're all a little bit different. So the two that kind of go together is 5.56 and the 300 blackout because it's the same case, just you chop the 5.56 down, open it up, and then you stick the 300 projectile on there. The 7.62 by 39 is 30 caliber, but it's a bit like shorter, fatter, and more square. And then the 308 is kind of the combination of both, but it's kind of its own thing. But it is full power cartridge and then 3 intermediate cartridges. Big differences between the calibers themselves, but then also the platforms that actually shoot them. Even if you went with a like 7.62 by 39, most of the time you're going to be going with an AK. One of the big things is I like to have a bolt hold open. That's something that a lot of people they kind of just glance over, but it's like the rifle literally tells you that it's empty and it can now be reloaded. Not very many AKs have that.
And even trying to bring that caliber into the AR platform, it's doable. There's options, but it's not the most affordable or practical way to go about doing that. I'm just throwing that out there.
Exactly.
You can jump on the next one.
Like the 7.62 by 39 magazines are kind of crap, and then when you get the like AK mag fed like PSA or the CMMG, they aren't very reliable because they just aren't.
They're not the best option.
The technology just isn't really there, and it's not really a fault of any one like factor. It's kind of just how it is. They're more of like a range toy thing. The 5.56. In this particular instance, we are talking about a short barrel. 5.56 is now at a disadvantage. Short barrel, 5.56 doesn't retain as much energy and is generally speaking just not necessarily as effective. It's effective, don't get me wrong, but we want better effective. 308. This is the full power cartridge that the Chads use in their FALs, their G3s. Grandpa used it in his M1A.
With 308, because I got comments whenever I talk about 300 blackout before, I'm saying like recent. My only complaint with 308 is nothing with the caliber. I think it's great. I'm not even worried about over penetration in the home. All I'm saying is the platform they're used in, they're typically more bulky rifles. And if you try bringing them down to more compact rifles, recoil, I'm not saying recoil is like the end of the world. I'm saying there's more recoil, a lot more muzzle flash, and it's not like the ultimate setup because I'm losing velocity, losing energy.
To the platforms themselves. So everybody loves the FAL. Problems. So optics mounting. You need a special dust cover that you can't remove when you go to clean it. Otherwise, your shit's going to lose 0. The gas system is adjustable. But there's like literally 50 plus adjustments, and you can get lost in the sauce on that. It is still very well designed, and it is a piston system, so it does have that. The G3 is generally like the ergonomic equivalent of the AK versus the AR debate, whereas the FAL would be the AR, the G3 is the AK. It doesn't have a bolt hold open. It's very bare bones. It's got a bit more of a like jumpier recoil impulse, but that's mostly due to the feng shui of the stock and the iron sights. And then trying to add shit to it is a massive nightmare. And then you have the M1A. Moving on.
I'm saying for feet per second, and the way the bullet.
Yes. So, I need to put in like the air quotes and the asterisk because otherwise someone's gonna be like, well, I prefer it because of this reason, so therefore it's better. So it's like there's a give and take, but for your instance, yes, it is better. So 308 isn't a good choice because the platforms that you would take are going to be bigger, heavier, bulkier, and you're just kind of wasting energy and potential. It's better in a bigger gun. The 300 Blackout.
For a long time, I'm saying 'cause this caliber hasn't even been around a long time. Let's say
Yes, I remember
let's say the 10 years
when it came out.
Well, the 10 years this thing has existed. When it first came out, I was like, it is the most amazing caliber everywhere.
Everyone
super
was
quiet,
so hyped.
super quiet, super accurate. The bullet coefficient, wow, it's the most amazing out there. I'm saying for long range, it doesn't have the velocity. There's a lot of drop. I'm not saying it for all applications. I'm saying for that. I don't want this for long range.
Be able to use your standard 5.56 magazines. More pros. Now, supersonic in a short barrel, middle road, it's going to give you decent ballistics. Your projectile is going to be heavy enough so that way it's going to do a decent amount of damage, and you're not going to have too much unburnt powder exploding out the end of the barrel versus the 5.56, which is going to be a lot larger, even though it's a smaller smaller dimension projectile. So you get a lot of benefits and not a lot of cons when you go into the middle ground for this one.
The caliber, it's available now, and all the hype around what I'm saying, like as far as like trying to like defend it, it's like for what it does, I think it does very well, which is AR platform, short barrel, for close range, for the home, it is good. As far as like the criticism I see, it's like, well, people that are just like, I only want 5.56, nothing else. That's fine. You don't, nothing against it. I'm not saying this is better and whatever. I'm saying
like you can totally rock a 10.5 5.56. Like nobody's stopping you. It's just there's costs and benefits, and if you're willing to face those negatives head on, more power to you. Sorry.
No, I'm saying just little stuff. Just little stuff. That's the only thing I have against 308. It's just I'm saying the platforms they're in are great.
Oh yeah, everybody loves
It's
the
just
style.
like if I want something small, compact,
308 ain't the package to do it in.
Yeah.
Like I would maybe rock a 16-inch 308 because then you're getting a decent amount of burn off. It's small enough, but then it's like it's still a really big, heavy gun, and it's kind of just like one of those like special built like things. It's like I need a gun that's short enough to move through the woods or the jungle, long enough to take a lot of power out. It's like maybe for hog hunting or something like that. I could see a 308 being fairly viable. But when you start to go below that, it's like now every inch you chop off, you are wasting so much energy. So
yeah, that's about it. Closing thoughts, Ray?
I was on the 300 hype train. I was one of the first people to get into it. Unfortunately, I was too early. And I kind of burned myself out. When I first got into it, it wasn't even a Sammy spec cartridge. I lived to see it be born. And I was like, it's great. Everybody loves it. It's gonna be all over the place. I was right, but it was like my second AR, and unfortunately, it was like the 5.56 was just. I was around it more. I involved myself with it a lot more. I invested a lot more time, energy, and money into it, and the 300 got left by the wayside. And then I passed it on to you.
Yeah.
And I may get into 300 again later, but what was kind of giving me that vibe was Barnaul and Tulamo being like, hey, we're going to make some steel case 300 Blackout. And then, yeah. So we'll see. right now, I'm just going to kind of leave it alone, but I definitely still love this cartridge. I definitely still have a lot of, like, good faith in
you
it.
have your Ruger American chambered in 7.62 by 39. I have my Ruger American chambered in 300 blackout. I feel little verses coming in that.
Oh yeah, totally. We'll take this out. We'll take that out. Meanwhile, I'm going to need to try. I have some brass case 7.62 by 39. I'm willing to take that because I want there to be no excuses. I've already seen it do an MOA group with 7.62 by 39 steel case, so I'm hoping I can put them all in the same hole, really give you a run for your money. That's going to depend a lot on me. I kind of want to swap out my scope rings because they're the side clamp
I'm
ones.
kind of messing with my scopes also. So whatever. This is not coming this weekend anytime soon, but it's happening. A little versus there. And whatever. I have ARs, you have ARs. We can do AR versus. Did you blackout 5.6? Split application. Again, back to 7.62 by 39. The Mini 30 is a cool option. For 7.62 by 39.
Oh yeah. Unfortunately, you need to replace some springs and do some bullshit to make it reliable. But
I'm just saying like as far as platforms out there, like 7.62 by 39, it's not only AKs, but that's primarily what you find. That is it for this video. Thanks for watching.
Have a nice day.